I'm going to show you some ways you can double your income, ways you can figure it out. I'm going to give you some tools to do that. And this can help you so you can retire a lot sooner than you may be thinking about if that's what you really want to do. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I don't think retirement is really an option unless you're just doing something you don't want to do. If you're doing what you like to do, why would you retire anyway? But if you do want to retire, you want to have free time, I'm going to show you how to do that, how to calculate it, how to figure it out. My name is Maurice Kempner. I'm an attorney, real estate broker, business consultant, and coach. Welcome to True Legacy Wealth Media. So, what I tell people to do is take 30% of their income, their take home pay, and set it aside for investing towards becoming financially independent, retiring, multi-generational wealth, etc. So I'm going to use an example here where you and your significant other, whatever, you're making $100,000 a year. Let's just say that. Now, you could put in your own numbers, and I'm just using, once again, calculator.net. I have other calculation things, but I use these a lot. They're easily accessible. You can find your own if you want, but if you want, you can just go to calculator.net. Here you get your investment calculator, right? And you can just put in your own numbers here. So now, let's say you're making this $100,000 and you're putting away 30% of your take home pay. Well, that's $30,000 a year. And so after a year now, you've got $30,000 that you've set aside. You can take that and put it down on some rental properties, right? You might even be able to do better than this and start sooner. Now you've saved up this money. You're going to do this for 10 years at 20%. Now, real estate, you can make 20% on it and more. And I'll show you how to do that in other videos that I'm going to do, but that's why I'm showing the 20% here, right? And you continue to put 30% away every year. So that's $2,500 a month. So you're making $100,000 a year. You've started to invest in real estate. You're putting $2,500 more a month away because that's 30% of your $100,000 a year take home pay, right? Now, at the end of this 10 years, where does that leave you? It leaves you with a balance of $1 million, okay? Now, you can, when you put in your own numbers here, you can see how long it's going to take you to get to $1 million. Now, that's going to vary depending on your income and other things. The other thing to consider is this $100,000 of pay that you're getting every year. That's not going to stay the same. Your wages are probably going to go up. You're probably going to get promoted. Maybe you'll get a better job, make more income, whatever. So I'm just showing you the principle, the financial principles here and how this works. Now, we're at the end of our 10 years. We've got our $1 million, okay? And how much is that money worth 10 years from now? At 3% inflation, it's not going to be worth the same as it is now. So now it's not worth $1 million. It's only worth about 779. So let's say 780. Let's round up about $780,000 in today's dollars after you adjust for inflation. Okay. Now the thing about real estate, this real estate investing that you've been doing, and it could be any asset that gives you the 20%, right? We're just reinvesting everything at this point during the first 10 years to build it up. Now, once we get to that point or whatever point it is we want to, where we want to start taking the money out and double our income, how much can we take out? So let's say we just get 10% of that money every year in cash flow from the rentals instead of reinvesting it all. Well, how much is that? That's about $78,000, right? Here it is. If you invest that money, I'm using the after inflation amount for a year at 10%. You're just taking the cash flow, right? You're not getting the equity, the appreciation improvements, the equity improvements, the amortization. You're just taking cash flow. There you are. That's basically inflation, an inflation adjusted amount that equals what you were making 10 years ago. So now you basically doubled your income in this period of time. Now you got some choices. Now that you're here, what are you going to do? Well, if you're fine living on $78,000 a year, you can just continue to live on that. Let the underlying assets appreciate in value. the real estate that you've got and just take the cash flow and live on that. That's one option. The other option, though, is you can continue to put 30% away from whatever your wages or business income are at that time. And then this extra money that you're now starting to take to double your income, you can take 30% of that rental income and set that aside and reinvest it and continue to grow your assets that are generating this income, whether it be real estate, a business, whatever. It could be a number of things, right? And you just continue to let that grow. Now, if you want to use stocks or other things, you just can put in the numbers there for the rate of return you think it's going to be. It doesn't have to be real estate. I like real estate. I think the returns are pretty good. And like I say, I'll do other videos showing you how to get these kind of returns. But that's how it is. So if you're, I mean, this applies differently to people at different ages, but wherever you're at, you can see how you can eventually double your income by setting aside this 30%. Set aside the 30% and run your numbers, whatever those numbers are, whatever rate of return you can get. Eventually, it'll get you to the point where you can double your income. And then you can decide, do you want to retire or do you want to just keep going? But at that point, if you did stop working, you know you've got this income coming in from these assets, whatever they are, and you've got this income that you had before, and you can live on it because you did before. So that's just one of the ways that you can get to economic self-sufficiency. Now the thing is eventually, if you live long enough, you're going to have to become financially independent because there's going to come a time when you're not going to be able to work. So you might as well just start on it now. Run your numbers and see how soon you can do it. Keep looking for opportunities. We'll be posting things on this channel you can do and so on that might be helpful ideas that can get you where you want to go. Anyway, I hope this helps, and I hope you'll like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.